Hi, I've been asked a few times today to make comment on the Sunday Times big splash yesterday, the biggest doping scandal to hit Britain for a while. British doctor who claims that he provided doping performance enhancing drugs to 150 athletes. The story is around a single doctor who claims, has given information to the Sunday Times claiming to have provided these drugs, steroids, EPO, growth hormone, to a variety of different sports, men and women, across a variety of different sports. This came to light after a whistleblower who failed a drugs test with the UK Anti-Doping Agency then provided the information of the name of this person to the Sunday Times. Sunday Times had investigated. They sent in an undercover young aspiring athlete to try and improve their performance, and after a consultation with this doctor, they were offered performance enhancing drugs. So it's led to a lot of outcry in the press. It's led to calls for UK anti-doping to be investigated, doping to be criminalised, and it seems to have caused a big shockwave through UK sport. So why is this? Is it new? Is it shocking? Well, I think that there's a slight naive approach that there is no drugs in British sport. It's not the thing that we do. And I think this has kind of shocked people that perhaps there may be some more dopers involved in British sport than we thought. It would be very naive to think that there weren't any people involved in doping in the UK. Are these doctors' claims all true? Well, he's claimed 150 sports, men and women, named people, named football teams, various other bodies. It sounded very much, and the evidence looked as though he was slightly exaggerating for effect and to show that he was someone that could be trusted with these things, which perhaps suggests that some of it was not quite true. On the other hand, does that mean nothing is true? Well, no, it doesn't. It means that there's probably some truth within there. There's probably a number of athletes and sports people he has been involved in supplying drugs to. So this is where the investigation really needs to be focused. The calls for UK anti-doping to be investigated have been around the fact that perhaps they didn't investigate as fully as would have been liked. The doctor was not reported to the General Medical Council. The GMC have the power to investigate doctors, and the doctor is actually under investigation by the GMC for other reasons. So have UK anti-doping done anything wrong? Well, it appears they didn't really fully investigate all the claims that the athlete made when he was trying to provide supporting evidence to help get his doping conviction ban length decreased. He provided the names of a number of people and sports that were involved, and UK Anti-Doping said, we don't think that there's enough evidence here for us to pursue any sporting case against this man or any others, which on the face of it there's no clear evidence there. But what they did perhaps have evidence was that this guy had written a prescription for this athlete who said that perhaps he didn't need it, and that prescription was not issued under the NICE guidelines, so perhaps could have been investigated further. So this could have been perhaps a case of medical malpractice rather than sports doping, and they didn't pass on that information as requested. So there'll be an investigation into UK anti-doping. The Anti-Doping Agency will be investigated to see whether they followed their own rules, their own regulations, and the World Anti-Doping Agency rules and regulations, and whether they fully investigated the case or not. So that will come out in the next little while. The other claim that's come about was led by Colin Moynihan, also in the Mail, suggesting that doping should become a criminal offence and jail the cheats and suppliers. This was asked of me this morning, and I'm not convinced that creating a criminal offence is perhaps the right way to go. I think there are already rules around the sports people. They will be banned from sports. The current World Anti-Doping Agency code allows for a 4-year ban for a first-time offence. So 4 years for a sportsman or woman is a significant chunk of their earning potential, a significant chunk of their career. So if that as a deterrent is not enough, then what will the additional deterrent be from criminalising? We're not, no matter what he says, we're not going to have athletes in jail for taking a bit of testosterone. That's not going to happen. The people who are dealing in steroids, dealing in performance-enhancing drugs that are not available over the counter, there are already laws in place to be able to prosecute these people. So the correct use of the current rules and regulations and laws should allow a lot of that to be done already. It should allow the entourage to be investigated. It requires more sharing of information between UK Anti-Doping, the Customs and Excise, the police, national criminal agencies. And these are all being done as we speak. They have agreements in place to share information where relevant. There was a steroid warehouse that was raided last year, which was due to information sharing between these different bodies. So it is happening. Making it a criminal offence, I'm not convinced that's the way forward. I haven't seen information from the countries where it is a criminal offence that suggests that doping has been eradicated. Testing and anti-doping activity have both a deterrent effect and also the effect of catching people who are doing it. So the deterrent effect has to be significantly increased by having the laws in place. Now, if that would happen, perhaps it would be worthwhile, but I don't see evidence that would be the case. So in summary, I think this is going to be a very interesting investigation as it goes along. The doctor's client list, if that leaks out, or the people he's claimed to have treated, if that leaks out, that should be investigated thoroughly, and I would hope UK Anti-Doping Agency, UK Anti-Doping, are currently going through that list and following up on every lead that they have, and I would hope that they're providing that information to other relevant authorities as well. For making doping legal, that's not my main thought really. I don't think that's necessary at the moment. If you're reading this on my blog, I'll put underneath here somewhere the link to an article I wrote last year saying that I didn't think it was necessary, and I'll follow up shortly with some other thoughts in the next week or so around an alternative way that we can think of penalising athletes for using performance-enhancing drugs. I've got a thought that I'll develop and share with you next week. So thanks very much for listening, watching. Please feel free to go and have a look at my blog at www.weareforensic.co.uk or follow me on Twitter at weareforensic. So thank you very much.